Welcome back, all of you. We're gonna refactor guess my number. We're gonna enhance this, like I said we would try. The first thing we're gonna do is I'd like to make a function that does what we did here, that picks the number. And then what we can do is that we can also do this to sort of reset the game. And so when we reset the game, we'll pick a new number. We'll set our guesses to 0 or attempts to 0. We'll just do all of that stuff that we need. Actually, let me just start by creating a function for the number picker. Okay, so we'll do it right after this function here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and type that it's function, and we'll call it number picker, like so. And what it's going to do is it's going to pick the number, and it's going to return that number. Okay, so the way we're going to just do it is we're going to copy that. I'm going to paste it in here. And then I don't think I need to declare it like so, but I will need to declare it in just a moment. What I'm going to do is just return this number. And what's going on here is that when you're in a function, you can read functions that are outside of it. So out here, we already have this var number. We already set it here. So we're going to replace that with just number picker. And we're just going to run it like that. And then just to be safe, we're going to just go ahead and I'm going to try an alert after this. Okay. So this actually is going to call the function on load. So in just a moment, it's going to go ahead and show us that the number picked is, and then we're going to put a plus number. And we're just going to see if this works. I'm going to uncomment that, and then it should just pop open. Yeah, the number picked is 46. Okay, and we'll hit a space here. We'll hit enter. And that should trigger it again, 70. Okay, so I just wanted to find out that it did it. Okay, so quick thing, let's get this alert out of here, because that's just, there we go. All right, save changes. All right, so now we create this variable number. We run this function called number picker. Now, I was going to have this function do all this extra stuff, but now that I think about it, is each function should perform one function and do it well. And so in this case, number picker, that's all we need. Now, we could give a number here, and this will be like, you know, what our range is, and that could be kind of cool. But we're not going to do that. We know it's guess my number. It's between 1 and 100. But you could. I just thought I'd put it out there. Okay, so we have the guess checker, which we're doing. Let's try to improve this a little bit. One of the things I'd like to do is we should also have a new game function that when we click new game, it'll start a new one. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. And then we might come back to the guess checker and change it just a little bit. We'll see. All right, we'll start with the new game. So watch this. So when we click new game, right now it just says you clicked a new game. Let's finish that code, and we'll do this here. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is set the number again. So we're going to set the number, set new number, and then we'll reset guesses and attempts. Okay, so there we're just going to write number equals number picker, like so. And then to reset guesses and attempts, we're just going to put guess equals 0. Then we're going to put attempts equals 6. And we already have the variable for it. We also need to, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get the value of, we're going to want to reset input window. It's like I knew we were missing something here. So the way we're going to do that's $, and we make our quotes, and it's under guess. Remember, that's the input box. And when it's an input box, you put .val, and then we're going to just reset it to nothing, like so. Okay, so let's go ahead and enter a number 50, and we're going to click guess. And that number's too high, guess lower. We're going to click new game. We want to change this one as well. So see, this is why we test. We want to test on an ongoing basis. So it's starting to work, but let's go ahead and give our feedback on here. Now, in this case, feedback is a paragraph, so we don't use val, we use text. Okay, so you want to make sure you get that one right. And then I'll put, I'm thinking of a new number. Can you guess what it is? And then I'll put on here, put a little new line, /n. And then I'll put, you have, and we're going to test the attempts at this point. Plus sign, I'm going to write attempts plus space attempts remaining. Let's go ahead and try it out. Try 75, guess too high, please guess lower. I'm thinking of a new number. Can you guess what it is? You have 6 attempts remaining. Perfect. All right, that looks good. Let's save our changes. Good testing. Let's move on. So what I would like to do on this next step is let's get this a little more interesting. So what we're going to use is we're going to start taking advantage of some Bootstrap, basically a thing called alert. And so we're going to set the alert here, and it's sort of going to give us a feedback. Now, there's any number of ways we can do it. I'm going to use the alert because we already used Bootstrap, so we might as well use a little bit more Bootstrap. Should be a little more interesting. And so let's talk about what that will look like. So I've gone over to Bootstrap, and I'm under Components, under Alerts, and we're going to take a look. And when you set an alert on here, you can set different colors. Okay, and so we can take advantage of these colors to sort of indicate how many guesses they have remaining. So I'm thinking maybe we start with a green background, and then we add a yellow background, and then as we're down to like 1 or 2 guesses left, we make it red, so they're in danger stage, DEFCON 4, whatever you want to call it. And then if they get it right, maybe we use the green for if they get it right. I don't know. There's any number of things we can do. Okay. So the way you do it is you have to add to whatever tag a class of alert, and then these alert dash whatever it happens to be. So one of the things we're going to do is let's go ahead on when we load, let's add that class to our feedback. That's going to be under function right here. And we're going to add it just right here in the function. Okay, so I'm just going to do it over here, and I'm going to put on here hashtag feedback like this, and then we're going to put dot, and we're going to put, I think it's add class, and then it's alert. Yeah. Okay, so I actually did it. Now, what I kind of didn't tell you I did earlier, so I actually had this on, I was testing it, I forgot to remove it from the HTML. But did you notice what happened the moment I added that class of alert? It puts it here. Now watch this. We're going to add, we're going to put alert dash, and let's pick info. Alert dash info. And see, there you go. You need to click the guess button. Save our changes. So that's this. We can add our class. So now what we can do is we can add class as we are guessing numbers. We also want to change this as we move from a good alert to a bad alert. The other thing is this is also reset game, so I'm just going to copy this right here. And I'm going to put it under, what was it, newGame? Yeah, newGame. And we'll just add it right there. Okay. If I click newGame, there we go. Now, you do have to be careful about adding a class. So you may need to remove class, but let's deal with that when we get there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to create a new function, and we'll call it attemptsRemaining. And what it's going to deal with is how many attempts there are remaining. It will also deal with changing the color of this to that, and it will deal with the classes, whatever we need to do to it. All right, and then one of the things I noticed is we already have this output equals, that guess is too high. So what I was thinking of, wouldn't it be interesting if we just, on the attemptsRemaining, it just adds to our output? Because at the end of this function, we already output the text here. So what we can do is we can create a function that will add to our output. So watch this. So I'm going to put output, I'm going to put the plus equal sign. That means add something to it. And I'm going to write attemptsRemaining function call. And attemptsRemaining is going to give us feedback. on how many attempts they have remaining. So I've already called this function, but I haven't created it yet. This is called doing a top-down approach where we actually write a function call and then we define it later. So we're going to add our new attempts remaining function. Right, function attempts remaining like so. And now we're going to return you have plus attempts plus space remaining period. Now, what we did is, so you know, if the guess is less than the number, we add this to the output, and then we write this function. We're just returning this right here, okay? So let's try a number that's too low. So we'll give it a -1. We know that's too low. That guess is too low. Please guess higher. That called attempts remaining. That guess is too high. I'm sorry. I should make a number that's too high. There we go. You have 6 remaining. 6 what? All right, well, let's fix that a little bit. First of all, we're going to change this one real quick thing here. I'm going to put bar output equals. I'm going to put a /n. I might even just go ahead. What can I do? A break in here. Actually, no, I can't do it that way. We'll do a br, like so. And then we're going to return output like this. Now, I used the bar keyword here because this is a different output. Actually, we may want to even change it like this. str for string, str. Let's try it again. All right, that guess is too high. Please guess lower. br. Okay, so that's not working. So let's just do /n/n 555. All right, 6 remaining. Okay, so the /n does nothing. Forget it. But let's add attempts remaining like so. You have 6. Okay, so then let's add our space in there. So annoying. Oh. You have 6 attempts remaining. Perfect. All right, but we have a problem. We don't have that many attempts remaining. Now, have we even changed attempts? I don't think so. Okay. So this, we have a little bit of problem here. So we're going to have to do something like attempts minus equals 1. So we take an attempt away. That should happen on our guess, though. Does it happen on guess? Checker. Yeah, we might want to do it up here. Let's do it up here. Attempts minus equals 1 like this. And we're going to get rid of that. So that when we get, let's save our changes. When we guess, you have 5 attempts remaining. Perfect. Okay, as I look at the time, I realize that we're going to have to continue working on attempts remaining on the next video tutorial. So stay tuned for that. I will be publishing that shortly. Thank you so much for watching.